Hey, Reflections, I'm back. And do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Yes, that's right. It's our anniversary at Reflections Church, and we are here online giving God the praise. What a year it has been. God has shifted us by His sovereign hand into His divine destiny for our ministry. And we must thank God for His manservant He has used to guide us through this transition, truly preparing us to go greater. Put your hands together, light up the chat for our man of God, Pastor Louis Straker Jr. I can't believe the year went by so quickly. I mean, it was just yesterday that we were all piling onto buses and heading out to our annual picnic. Kwesi Park became Reflections Park because the saints of God were everywhere. How many of you remember our Foundation Weekend with that powerful Greek and Hebrew scholar, Dr. Mallory Green, as he laid a firm, Christ-centered foundation in our ministry? Next up was our first major annual conference of the year, our Image Conference. We packed in our building, sat 3 straight nights under powerful preaching of Reflections favorites, Pastor Charles Galbraith, Pastor Gregory Nelson, and our very own Pastor Louis Straker Jr. Not to mention the anointed voice of guest psalmist Michelle Prather. The house was rocking with thunderous praise and worship. The Lord was truly in this place. August is always a very special month in our ministry as we get a chance to celebrate our pastor's birthday. How many of you guys remember that dope tribute that the Yaks put on for our very own man of God? September was back to school as our pastor went back to his old junior high school, Meyer Levin, with several of our Kingsmen to welcome students in our community back to school, praying over them and wishing them a prosperous school year. Later that month, a devastating hurricane ripped through the island of the Bahamas. In desperate need of resources, our ministry teamed up with Clarendon Road Church for distribution and were the first organization to have resources delivered in the hands of the beautiful people of the Bahamas. Our ministry continued to host a series of powerful Sunday services highlighting community-related issues like gun violence, domestic violence, and breast cancer. The end of the year is always a busy time at our ministry. From Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's, we are filled with activity. This past holiday season, we partnered with our council member, Farrah Lewis, in her toy drive and holiday celebration for our local community shelter. We were packing, we were shipping, and we were serving God's beautiful people and spreading holiday cheer. But everyone knows that one of our biggest events is our New Year's Eve service, and this year did not disappoint. We were cleared for takeoff. God was preparing us for what He was about to do in 2020 and getting ready to launch us into our destiny. The flight crew was on deck. The ground crew cleared the way as our Captain Straker prepared our hearts and minds for what God was about to do in 2020. Little did we know where God was taking us. None of us could have even imagined all of the things that we have experienced since 2020 began. But we can know one thing for certain. God is doing a marvelous thing. He has launched our ministry into cyberspace, taking us to higher heights for His glory. People are streaming from all over the world. Truly, our ministry has taken off as the church has left the building and is now dominating cyberspace and the airwaves. Saints of God, Even in these challenging times, we have so much to thank God for. He has allowed our ministry to still be standing. Buckle up, Reflections. We are in for the ride of our lives, and we can declare that our God is in control, and the gates of hell will not prevail over Reflections.